Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here today to do a review of One Piece manga chapter 742. Now, I know I'm extremely fucking late on this, seeing how the next one comes out basically tomorrow. But anyway, I thought I'd put it out there anyway. That way I just didn't skip one. I didn't really review it because honestly, it was not much of a chapter in the first place. It was mainly just, I wrote basically the past of Kuros and Rose's kingdom. Basically, what happened was Kuros was fighting in the battles and all because of his whole past where he killed a bunch of shit. And Scarlet basically wanted to call him out on his bullshit and get him out of there and, get rid of him. But Scarlet got saved by him one time. And Scarlet actually told him not to touch him or Viola. They're both the princesses of the kingdom, King Riku's daughters. But after Scarlet was saved, Scarlet fell in love with Kuros. And then Kuros, they obviously didn't want Kuros and Scarlet to be together because what would it look like if a princess was dating a criminal who killed multiple people? So basically, what they did was Scarlet said if she couldn't be with him, that she would die. So they faked her death, and Scarlet became basically a commoner who was together with Kuros. And then basically they seen the kingdom all getting all fucked up. Apparently this is during Doflamingo's attack. And so Kuro said for them to go wait at some red something. I think it was I think it was an inn or a bar. And anyway, Kuros went up to the castle and asked what was going on. The king would never do this. Then Doflamingo's, yeah, the king was doing it because Doflamingo obviously had control over him with his string power. I'm gonna just call it a string fruit for now because I don't. If they've told us, I didn't see it, and if they haven't told us, that's what I'm assuming it is. And basically, Kuros got pissed at him because he said that he had already sent some people to go take care of King Riku and then Scarlet and Viola, which were waiting back at the bar, which he told them to wait at. And Doflamingo then extended an invite to Kuros to join his crew. And then Kuros wasn't having that shit because he was about to kill his wife and his wife's sister. And basically King Riku, which was his stepfather, if they did get married, or soon to be stepfather. Anyway, so Kuros jumped up and tried to attack Doflamingo, and in the process he lost his leg. Then Sugar turned him into a toy. That's where you get the one-legged toy from. And later on in that episode, in the manga, it shows where where Scarlet's there with Diamante, and Diamante basically tells him the one who killed your mother, well, basically Rebecca, my bad, they had Kuros and Scarlet had a kid and they named it Rebecca, so that's where you get Rebecca from. And later on they show where Rebecca's grown up and Diamante's telling Rebecca that Diamante that he was the one that killed Scarlet, which is basically Rebecca's mother. So Rebecca was all pissed about that. And then it cuts back to Usopp, and apparently he's knocked out, all tied up in some kind of trap or something that they had set. And Sugar's like, I'll give you back this poisonous bead or whatever, and didn't really realize it was a Tabasco star. Usopp was knocked out, so when they threw the Tabasco star in Usopp's mouth, he woke up. So the Tontatas are still rooting for Usopp, and they said the Tontatas and the soldiers are basically still rooting for Usopp, the toys, my bad. And they're saying that if Usopp saved them, they'd be forever indebted to him. They'd give him money, whatever he needed. So maybe Usopp will do some badass shit. Doflamingo called for Sugar to go back to the castle, so it'll only be Trevor versus Usopp now, because Doflamingo will be gone. We haven't got any more insight on Frankie yet, so all we know now is that if Usopp gets out of this hole, then Usopp will be fighting Trevor. Sugar will be going back to the castle. Luffy will be going in for Doflamingo. Zoro will be fighting the wall dude. I forget his fucking name. some too many names in one piece for you to remember them all, especially with new the new blocks and all the big names. There's like several people in each block that are strong as fuck. But they had to make that to make the fights interesting. So you got Zoro fighting him, and you got Frankie. Last time I seen him, I think he was tied down somewhere. And Mr.Soldier, I don't recall where he's at. Obviously, I believe he was with Frankie. So I don't really get as much from the manga as I get from the anime. Sometimes I don't understand it all. Maybe I should just read it more than once. That's what I had to do with this one right here because I couldn't really figure out what I was actually going to make the video on, and now how the drawing is about the same. The plot progression was zilch because all we got was, well, except for Usopp being thrown into Tabasco Star. The past, we got all that. We got all the past of Curos, or a majority of the past of Curos, and character development. Character development, since we're talking about Curos and what happened to him, the character development was good, and overall, this manga chapter was only about a 6.5 out of 10 for me. It just wasn't there for me. That's again why I didn't review it right away, because I had read it the night it come out. I just was being lazy, I guess. Sorry about that. But anyway, that's my review. Peace out.